Because it's depressing.
Yeah. I mean, it was... Jon Stewart is always good. It was, to me, it was good.
Exactly.
But
Colbert was good too last night.
I made it more important than what it was.
Me too. I was like, this is going to be a night in history of television that we talk about for the rest of our lives.
Yeah. And it was just another night in TV.
Yes. But it was the first time I've watched late night television in a long time.
I don't watch, never watch. Are we counting Daily Show as late night?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it.
But I guess not. If you want to make it the more general conversation about did you ever watch cable?
No.
Late night television.
Conan, Leno.
I was Leno and Letterman.
Letterman. I didn't watch any of those. I never found those entertaining.
I found it fun as a child because it meant I was up late enough to watch those. And I was back in the day, that was the only way that you heard from celebrities, were when they were guests on shows like that, or a morning program, or Oprah, or wherever they were. And now we have like oversaturation of celebrities where we can hear them everywhere. But back then, like, that's how you learned. Like that and a People magazine cover was all you got.
Wasn't interested in those celebrities. I don't want to say I wasn't interested in celebrities, but I don't think, just thinking about it, I don't think that I was. And the celebrities I was interested in, they weren't going to be on those types of shows enough for me to be like, oh, Juvenile is on. Let me see what Juvie's got to say, right? Juvenile and would be on like Rhapsody in the Basement. Bow Wow would be on 106 in Park. So that's where I went for that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I got into the Daily Show right when Colbert is doing the Colbert Report.
Okay.
So undergrad, boom, boom, knock them both out.
And I jumped into that when I was like a freshman in high school.
Okay. Around the same time.
I have a really embarrassing Colbert Report story. Maybe I'll share it in TV Tuesday.
Okay.
Or whenever we talk about it.
What was the song?
Oh, it was a choice song, so you don't even have to write it down. Because all morning, I've been excited that we get to go to the Orpheum tonight for a little show. And so I listened to ease on down the road. Yeah, I got to ease on down the road.
Not deleting that. That's a banger.
I know.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's a great
Which
song.
version?
Diana Ross.
Okay.
Part 1. I forgot there's like 3 Ease on Down the Road parts within the movie soundtrack, but they're all bangers. What's up, everybody? It is Tuesday, July 22nd. It is going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass. Coming up on today's show, Memphis and the rest of the American Conference are built to rise, but Memphis is also built to get out. We will get into all the happenings from the Tigers yesterday. We will get into some news and notes from around the NBA. Chris Paul is a Clipper again. Damian Lillard had a reintroductory press conference in Portland. We'll do some TV Tuesday, what we're watching. I watched the Amy Bradley is Missing documentary and got swept. I watched it 1, 2, 3 in a row. I could not be stopped. We'll talk about that. I finished too much. Some what we're watching on TV, the late night battles that are occurring right now as well. It is a Tuesday. You know what we say. Happy NFL Training Camp Report Day. We're so close to football. Thank God.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
The boy is mine.
Are you ready?
Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With very special guest, Daughtry. And Mammoth. Tickets on sale now at LiveNation.com. Don't miss Creed with Daughtry and Mammoth. The Summer of '99 tour.
1, 2, 3. Ready, go.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
So let's start with the Jaw 3, the graffiti, New York versus New York.
New York? That box is so that box is fresh. I'm actually happy to see a new box. Like, it's time.
Box is fresh.
The first and the second one with the same box. Let's see a
Yeah.
different box now. So
And
that's fresh.
And the graffiti letter A looks cool. Yeah, they look
That's
cool.
tight. I like that.
The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Scotty Scheffler ran away with the Open Championship this weekend. My God, this guy, he's not real. Have we reached the point with Scotty Scheffler where you don't have to care a thing about golf, but you still know there's a dude named Scotty Scheffler who is awesome at it?
He is solidified himself as one of the greats in the sport. At this point, probably of all time.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out, let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, having my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Hope you had a wonderful start to the week. Hope you are staying cool as we are under a severe heat advisory in Memphis. I didn't know we were under a severe heat advisory in Memphis, CJ, until I had to go back to the olden days last night. Went back to the olden days. We had to turn off our air conditioning. What? We had to turn off our air conditioning in the middle of a severe heat warning. I was not meant to live in the olden days. I was not meant to be hot.
Do your windows open?
No. Our door. You want to open the windows? It didn't
get some air to circulate.
It didn't get below 80 degrees.
It's got to be stuffy in there, though. You open the window to let
We have air purifiers that do help with the stuffiness situation. I got to give it to my husband. He's been obsessed with air purifiers for a minute now. I guess we could open the screen door to our little patio that faces a parking lot, but then you're getting the exhaust of, I don't know.
Oh,
feels
the
like that's
exhaust
extra
from the cars
heat.
Parking, yeah.
That said,
It's just about trying to get wind flow in there. You put the fan up in the window and you just blow the fresh air.
You want to know what we have right now? All of the windows shut tight, the curtains drawn, the shades down, and the fans and all the lights off to try to maintain any coolness possible. Because it's going to be like 96 degrees
Are y'all
today.
gonna cook?
We cooked last night.
In the oven?
On the stove.
That's not much better.
In the midst of it. Chris was sweating up there. I was sweating getting ready this morning because my bathroom is elevated, so heat rises, and I was up there, and I was like, oh, I am hotboxing in my bathroom this morning. This is an unfortunate situation. We have a leak. I don't have any details. I'm just a baby. The number of times yesterday I said, I hate being an adult. I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. But we have a leak. And at first we were like, oh God, not the water heater. But good news, it seems like it's the air conditioning unit. And apparently this is a thing that can happen. Your drains can get clogged in your air conditioning unit and then they can overflow and that can create water somewhere. I don't know, sounds like physics, sounds like science to me. And that water is making its way down into a business unit that is below our condo, which is, not good news. So we tried to get someone to come out last night. People are busy in this severe heat wave. Our normal guy can't get here till Wednesday.
No.
We found, shout out to all the people. I put an SOS out on Twitter. That's how desperate I was last night. I was like, does anybody have a recommendation for an after hours, reasonable heating and air person? And so I got like 11 recommendations. At that point, I felt kind of bad trying to figure out which one to use because I was like, who do I prefer? So I just did the first one. Have someone coming from noon to 4. So I will be sitting in that sweltering little hot box from noon to 4, which really means noon to 4:30. I hope 11:30 to 4:30. Maybe they come early.
Got to get you a bag of ice. Get a bowl, stick the ice in the bowl, and have the fan blowing the coolness off of the bowl.
I've just been trying to tell myself I'm at a beach.
No,
or
that
I was in.
Heat.
So
it's
yesterday
heat.
we worked out. We were in the middle of a workout when we got the call. Hey, do you have any water in your place? Because there's a leak happening downstairs. And so that interrupted the workout. And then by the time we got through the process of identifying the leak and figuring out the problem and trying to reach out to some sort of technician to come, we're like, we might as well work out. Like, I guess we'll just do what we were doing. Interesting choice. Felt like we were in one of those like dojo gyms where they don't even turn the air off, they turn the heat on to make you sweat excessively. We're like, I can't even tell if this is a good workout or if I'm just hot.
No.
I am genetically bad at being hot. My mom's bad at being hot. My dad's good at being hot. My mom's horrible at being hot. She uses ice packs from the time I was a baby.
You got ice packs?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Chris doesn't like them because they make the bed wet.
Oh, well, you're not supposed to use the ice pack in the bed.
I do.
You got to, listen, when it's time to sleep, you just got to curl up and go to sleep, dog. You got to put the ice pack on as you're just going about the day.
Pointed that fan at us and called it good.
But again, at night, daytime is for the ice packs. Nighttime, get the bowl of ice and then have the fan blowing the
I like
ice.
this. This is a pro tip.
Yeah, this is a pro tip.
From someone who's been there.
From a pro. My childhood, it was hit or miss whether or not we had air. A senior's in the chat, he was like, yeah, didn't we go without air one time? And I was like, what? We went out without air quite a few times, if I remember correctly. When I moved off campus, my father and I had a real heart-to-heart. He said, hey, I don't want you doing this. But if you do it, you grown. Don't ask me for nothing. I'm not helping with no bill. I'm not going to help feed you. I'm not paying for no gas. You're off campus. You're grown up. You're a man now. Figure it out. So the way I figured it out is I know Memphis is hot. I'm not trying to like poo-poo away the heat in Memphis. It's really, really hot here. It's hotter in Tuskegee, Alabama.
Okay.
And I lived in Tuskegee, Alabama with no heat. with no air, excuse me. We just wouldn't turn the air on. That's where I learned about the ice trick. That is where I learned about, hey, if you open, even though it's hot outside, especially at night, particularly at night, even though it's hot outside.
I know, that's my normal.
It's stuffy in here. Open the door, even step out.
But the air here is so thick, it feels differently.
It's thicker I promise you it's thicker in Tuskegee. It's oppressive here. It's worse in Tuskegee.
It's also really
terrible.
bad in the Northeast. That's where I first had my bout of living without air conditioning because, as mentioned, my mother could not live. I mean, our house was at like 65 degrees. People would come to our house and call it the ice box. My friends would wear slippers and socks indoors at all times because their feet were too cold to exist outside of them when they came to my house for like a play date. I went to a summer program in Connecticut and we didn't have air conditioning in the dorms, but I had a box fan, and that box fan saved my life. It just sat over my bed, and I just basked in the box fan life. But we also had a window, and we would open the window with the box fan, and that did help. And then you got the two working together. Again, science. But I just hope everybody stays safe. Stay safe, stay cool. And I hope your air conditioning doesn't have, it's like a voluntary shut off too. Chris was like, what if we turn it back on? Like, how bad is it gonna be? What's gonna happen if we turn it back on? I said, we can't have these conversations because we cannot afford the worst case scenario if we turn it back on.
What's the worst case scenario?
I don't know, thousands upon thousands of dollars.
I think
we're kind of teetering on the edge right now.
I think you're at thousands upon thousands of dollars right now.
Don't say that.
You know how this is.
It's gonna be, okay, so embarrassing. When I called the technician, I was like, our neighbors are telling us that you have some sort of a machine that can suck it all out. It's drain it. Like it's a drain. But apparently it's like $100. So the best case scenario is we're down a couple $100 because you have to pay the visit fee and the drainage fee. Right. But the worst case scenario, what if we had turned the air conditioning back on and woke up to Noah's Ark? All right. And it was the Great Flood.
Listen, hey, I hope it's best case scenario
Thank
for
you.
As a homeowner, I'm still finding loose nails in my driveway.
Home ownership is a sham.
So I fear that it probably won't be.
Home owner. They told us that if we were blessed enough to own a home, we had made it to a level that so many adults will never achieve in their lifetime. They made it seem like owning a home was the golden ring. Like I'm just grabbing on to the golden ring of success because I own a home. No, it never ends. There is always something. This comes after we found out there's an assessment on our building to keep water out. How about the water coming out of my air conditioning unit? Why don't those all work together? Anyway, sorry, it's been a tough day. Tough day for Memphis yesterday.
Maybe that's why the Big 12 won't come here. Your condo. They're like,
you know what?
Jessica's condo doesn't have air. Y'all got to upgrade her facilities.
It's just me. Because we've been doing this song and dance since I arrived in 2016. Like one of my first stories when I moved to Memphis, Tennessee was, is the Big 12 going to expand and can Memphis have a place in it? And here we are, coming up on 9 years later, having the exact same conversation. Yesterday, a surprisingly busy day on the Memphis attempted conference realignment front. We started the morning, because we're going to bookend this whole thing together. We started the morning right here when the American announced that they were no longer the AAC. They were rebranding to the American or the American Conference. And they had a brand ambassador mascot named Soar. And let me tell you, you're in for a treat later on the show because we, out of the kindness of our consultation hearts, came up with new mascots and new brands for all of the Power 4+1 conferences for free. We should really put a charge on it because they probably will take them.
That's not the good stuff. We've got the good stuff. So these are just like the second and third place.
Yeah, you're right.
So if they want
good point.
we can bring them the good stuff. They have to pay us.
Yeah.
I mean, Mama needs a new air conditioner apparently. So
my TikTok made $1.37 yesterday, so it's going to take a little bit more time. That's a sham too. They told me if I reached the point where I could start making money on TikToks, oh boy, it was going to be a new game. I'm at that point. You get like $1 for a good viral video.
better get the bus in your ass. Let's go.
This is worse than coming out of college when I took a part-time job watching ads on websites that would pay me 7 cents per ad watched. It was a sad time. I was just trying to make a little cash, okay? It was a tough time. Anyway, so the whole American thing happens in the morning. We get a good laugh off on that. Then we get a report from Yahoo's Ross Dellinger that Memphis had tried to buy its way into the Big 12. He reported that they offered $200 million over the next 5 years, by far the largest offer from a university to try to get themselves into a conference. According to the report, this effort started 14 months ago when U of M President Bill Hardgrave visited with the presidents, athletic administrators at many Big 12 schools. But alas, it was also reported, Big 12 not interested. Evergreen tweet, yet. But they are so uninterested that they don't want $200 million. I do want to start with that. Like, that's a strong ass offer. In the words of Will Wade, that is a strong offer.
It sounds stronger than what it actually is.
No, the entire offer is stronger than even the beginning.
The entire offer, I'm with, but when you think about it, the Vernon crew broke it down. What's that per school?
Okay.
And so when you go per school, it's like $2 million.
What was SMU to get to the ACC?
SMU was the first one to do this, and SMU said, "Hey, we
won't take any of the media rights money."
Any of the money."
But they didn't do an upfront.
They didn't do an upfront.
So that's where
offer.
I say this is a strong offer because it's unprecedented for a school to offer this amount of money upfront. On top of that, they were willing to take zero distribution for the final 5 years of the league's TV deal with ESPN and Fox. They were willing to add these sponsorships in excess of $150 million. And the real kicker, they were willing to allow themselves to be kicked out of the conference in 5 years if the conference decided they weren't actually valuable. They gave them an exit clause, an exit strategy, a get out of jail free. And they would make a lot of money in the meantime. And the Big 12 still said no.
Okay, it's
for now.
For now, you got to get for this. You got to get like a super majority. So you got to get 12 out of 16.
They didn't even vote on it. It didn't reach a vote.
Well, got to bring it to a vote and figure out who's saying no, so you can go and talk to them personally and beg them on bended knee. Play Boys and Men in the background on bended knee. Fall down to your knees and cry. Baby, I will, Jodeci style, baby, I will cry for you to get in one of these damn conferences. But it's a good, I like where their head is. I like what the thought process is.
There is no shame in the game they are trying to play. I want to be crystal clear.
Hey, the thought was, okay, go to the Pac-12 is a better conference than what you're in, but it's still not a good conference. For them to get into a good conference, it's going to be this type of thinking where it is, hey, who can we pay, bribe, cheat, and steal from to get in here? And once we get in, we feel confident enough in our product, in the market, and in our advertisers that we can stay in. I don't know why the Big 12. That's my question. Why say no to this deal? You get $2 million per school, and even if you don't like them in 2031, just kick their asses back out.
Yes, take their money.
Take their money and then kick them back out. That's I want to know that line of thinking from the Big 12 member institutions, or the ones that are like, no, we don't want Memphis.
The only insight we got on that front was, like, specifically the anonymous quote by, I believe it was an administrator, so who knows what, somebody involved with the Big 12, who told Ross Dellinger, quote, "We vetted Memphis when we added the other 4, Cincinnati, UCF, Houston, and BYU, and chose not to add them. What's changed now? Oh, I don't know. The $200 million and the allowance of an exit strategy and the money attached to FedEx, AutoZone, Lowe's. Everyone was reminded yesterday that the founder of Lowe's is a University of Memphis grad and feels a deep commitment to trying to help in the efforts of the University of Memphis ultimately catching the arc out of whatever this version of college athletics is and getting on the last ship out to ensure that however the landscape of high-level Division I, particularly college football, looks when this all is said and done, Memphis wants to be a part of it. And instead, you're stuck in the American that has SOAR as the damn eagle representing the conference.
Hey.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
That's enough on SOAR.
No, there's never enough on SOAR.
SOAR's my guy now.
Okay.
SOAR's my guy. Look at this guy right here. America.
What a man, what a man,
what a mighty good
man.
He's a mighty good man.
Is there a woman version of SOAR? Or are we just exclusively rolling with the dude?
How do you know SOAR's not a woman?
I am making assumptions, you're right.
Okay.
And that's wrong of me.
That is.
Appearances do not always tell the full story. Perhaps SOAR is...
Also, SOAR is an eagle. We don't have woman eagles. We have female eagles. We have women.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so.
But I meant for the women's sports. But I don't want it to be kitschy like Lady SOAR. No. She needs her own name.
Lady SOAR in a skirt and some pom-poms?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No.
Look at what conservation.
Although, my God, you know what? Just keep her out of it. save woman SOAR, because we had our lovely long conversation about the WNBA and CBA negotiations, and I thought we had a very, very rational discussion on why professional women's basketball players are seeking more money due to different advancing revenue streams in the sport. And I have never received worse comments in my life.
I mean, I have.
Somebody said that they hoped that I got AR'd. Yes.
Oh, turn up.
Oh, yeah. Somebody said I should die because I was so stupid.
Okay, yeah, that's just a common comment.
Yeah, that one's fine. I get that one a lot. That's why. That was like my first R one. It was a little jarring.
That was your first one?
I don't get that one a lot. Okay. I'm pretty sure that was my first one.
Okay, all right.
But anyway, people hate women. Bottom line.
Nah.
So we can save
people.
Some people.
Dudes.
We can save Lady SOAR from the situation. Sorry for... I said that so many times yesterday. Sorry for party rocking.
I don't know what else Memphis can do and offer, but they've got
$251 million.
They've got to figure it out.
Pony it up.
Rosa, we were doing the odds couple. He said, "Yo, you've got to find a way to get it to be $5 to $10 million per school." And then at that point, it's like, well, hell, why would you? If you can get $5 to $10 million per school in a conference, then your eyes probably shouldn't be set on the Big 12. It would be set on a more stable conference because it feels that the ACC doesn't feel stable. I don't know.
Well, I guess at this point you're waiting for that ACC grant of rights to come to its grand finale where we're all anticipating the schools that managed to jump into the SEC.
Just guessing.
I don't.
Who do you think? You don't think anybody's leaving from that conference? Okay.
I think they want to. I think Clemson wants to. I think Miami wants to. I think Florida State wants to.
If you're saying that those schools have to leave before Memphis can get in, is that what you're saying? Because my question is, I think
that's the next domino to fall in a more aggressive shakeup where perhaps then the ACC is poaching someone from the Big 12 and the Big 12 needs to replenish. But then where are we at in the... You and I have always talked about this from the grand scheme of it all and how these schools will ultimately be divided. Will this turn into a new division of sorts where there are however many teams make that final cut, and where they draw them for, it doesn't really matter. We know it will be the schools of the Big Ten. We know it will be the schools of the SEC, and then there will be the fillers around the edge. And if you are in the Big 12 or the ACC, obviously you have a better opportunity of elevating yourself into being one of those schools that is picked from the sky, aka the pocketbooks.
My thought is if you're waiting on schools to leave before you get offered from one of these conferences, Big 12 or ACC, which schools are leaving, and then what does that conference look like without those schools? So I think I hear a lot of people and read a lot of comments on social media, take that with a grain of salt. Say, okay, when the ACC media rights deal is up, they're going to lose a bunch of schools to the SEC and the Big Ten, right? North Carolina gone, Clemson gone, Florida State gone, Miami gone, possibly Virginia gone, maybe even a Duke, maybe even a Duke gone, right? Like you could be losing those types of schools. So then my question then becomes, okay, how financially, what good is a ACC whose flagship programs, who pillar programs are what? Boston College, Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, North Carolina State,
Stanford, Cal, and SMU.
I forgot them.
Don't forget
Stanford, Cal, and the rest of them, right? Like, what good is that conference for you? Is that a good place for you to be? What Memphis is doing is they're going all for broke. This feels like a last gasp, Hail Mary. Like, this is the last drive. We've got 45 seconds. We've got to get down the field. Let's just start doing stuff. Let's try and buy our way into some of these leagues.
But I don't want it to seem like, obviously, it's very intentional doing stuff. Like, this has been plotted. That's why I do want to give great credit to the athletic department and the university at large to understanding and acting urgent in this case.
Doing something different.
Yeah.
Like 2-3 years ago, this is not a thought that anybody has. This thought 2 or 3 years ago might have got you in, but like, it shows that you're trying to be progressive in the way you're thinking about getting into one of these power conferences. So yeah, they deserve kudos for that. They got to be more progressive than what they're doing, though.
They understand that they have to get out of the American.
They have to, and not get out of the American and go to the Pac-12. Not get out of the American and go Conference USA or Sun Belt. It's not necessarily they have to get out of the American. They have to get into one of those 4 conferences.
They want to be seen as peers with, and I won't even go with the longstanding members of the Big 12. They want to be peers with Houston, Cincinnati, UCF, and BYU, who was never a part of the American, but was part of that crop that was taken in, what year did they finally end up expanding? 2021?
Something like that. Is
that when it finally happened? Because they did the whole search in 2016, didn't take anyone. Then 2021, 2022, they end up adding those 4. And Memphis wants to be closer to that than closer to East Carolina and UAB and Texas, San Antonio, Tulsa, Wichita State. And now I think the question is, like, what happens next for Memphis if they can't get into the Big 12? We'll take a break. Because I also want to ask, why do you think the Big 12 is so against adding Memphis? Like, truly,
I got the answer for that.
Okay, we'll take a break. We'll come back on the other side. We will also show you our elegant mascot rebranding creations for the other conferences. Maybe when they see this, that'll be the ticket for Memphis into its new conference.
We've rebranded conference names as well. So it's no longer Big 12, SEC, Big 10, ACC, PAC, whatever. So we've done that. We've got cool mascots and we got cool mascot names. That's good stuff.
We'll be back on the other side.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Boy is mine.
Are you ready? Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With very special guest, Daughtry. And Mammoth. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Creed with Daughtry and Mammoth. The Summer of '99 tour.
1, 2, 3. Ready, go.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
So let's start with the Jaw 3, the graffiti, New York versus New York.
New York.
That box is so.
Yeah, that box is fresh. I'm actually happy to see a new box. Like, it's time.
Box is fresh.
The first and the second one with the same box. I see
that.
a different box now. So yeah,
And
that's fresh.
And the graffiti letter A looks cool. Yeah, they look cool.
Tight. I like that.
The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Scotty Scheffler ran away with the Open Championship this weekend. My God, this guy, he's not real. Have we reached the point with Scotty Scheffler where you don't have to care a thing about golf, but you still know there's a dude named Scotty Scheffler who is awesome at it?
He is solidified himself as one of the greats in the sport. At this point, probably of all time.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Welcome back. Before the break, I posed the question, why won't the Big 12 accept Memphis after all of these years? Jeff Calkins had a really great piece up at the Daily Memphian where, in response to that question posed of like what has changed from the anonymous Big 12 administrator, he pointed out a lot has changed. Like the football stadium renovations, a huge NIL deal with FedEx. Memphis was one of 7 schools last season to finish in the top 25 AP poll in both football and basketball. On the education side, Memphis is now a Carnegie R1 research university. And even like a tidbit in Rosh Dellinger's piece that I think is important is that a University of Memphis official told him that they expect to share the full $20.5 million in revenue sharing with athletes as early as next year. So that is a big indicator of the financial backing that Memphis has. But CJ, you said you knew the reason. So I'm curious, your reason.
In the past, I think the reason has always been, okay, what do you bring from a value standpoint? We're 16 teams deep in this conference. We're 14 deep over here. We're 17 deep over there. Adding another conference mate while you guys are good at sports, like what does that bring us financially? And so in years past, I think the thought was, all right, Memphis comes in, the Big 12, for instance, paid out $558 million last year amongst member institutions. Now, BYU and I think UCF and the new ones only got like 19 mil and everybody else got like 31 or something like that. And then everybody's going to be getting a full 31 here in the next couple of years. or it'll be split more evenly in the next couple of years. So maybe you're not getting 31, but you're getting like 28 or something like that, which is, when you compare it to the SEC and Big Ten, way too low. So the thought is, why would we add another team in to take more of that pie away? I just did the math, and now I'm confused. If Memphis is saying, we'll bring you $200 million for 16 schools, that's way more than $2 million a school. 200 divided, unless I'm wrong, 200 divided by 16 is like 12 and a half. So now that part is now where I'm confused. If Memphis is saying, hey, here's $12.5 million for all of yous, you guys have it, we're not taking anything, and then in 2031, you can kick us out if you don't like it. I don't understand why they don't say to themselves, okay, cool, let's do it. It would be, if the math holds, 2031, when Memphis becomes when Memphis would theoretically become a full member, even with Memphis being there, if it's 558 plus 200, that's 758 million for the conference to share amongst 17 teams now. That's $44 million per school.
And is it a $200 million base payment and then the promise of 150 up to 150 million in sponsorships, or is that 150 in sponsorships attached to that 200?
I thought the 150 in sponsorship was
a part
attached
of that.
to the 200.
Okay, that's what I was under the impression.
And I thought
of
it was
as well.
like 200 to 250.
Okay.
And so best case scenario, because
sure, it can get higher.
It could be 250.
Right.
If I'm misunderstanding the math, please forgive me, but
that's how I read it.
If you're giving out 558 this year, and Memphis is saying, hey, we can give you 200 million in major sponsorships, that's 758 million. And if the valuation of your conference does nothing else but just stay where it is, that's 44 mil per school. Even when you add Memphis and get the full-time memberships of BYU and some of these other schools in there, it's still 44 million for 17 schools to have as individual programs.
They're not a bottom dweller. Like, that's the thing. Like, we have seen legitimate on-field, on-court examples of Memphis being able to play against Big 12 opponents or Power 4+1 opponent, like whatever you want to call it at this point, Power Conference opponents. They've beaten a Big 12 team in their last 2 bowl games. And, like, I don't like to hang a lot on bowl games because players don't play, and, like, what does it mean at this point? But still, it's not as if you're adding Memphis and it's this, like, bottoming football and basketball program that hasn't had any success over the last decade. And I am always curious in these conversations, like, how much of the perception of Memphis outweighs the realities of Memphis. I think that's a problem the city faces, period, in a myriad of business-related ventures or tourism or people who are choosing to move here or just random people on the internet who have a lot to say about a place that they've never been to, and how that can continue to affect the University of Memphis. Like, I think back on that 2019 Memphis football season with College Game Day and Beale Street packed. It was a beautiful representation of, like, how passionate this city, and that is a piece of it. Like, passion doesn't pay the bills, but it does show genuine support from the city where this university exists. And we've seen it in FedEx Forum supporting the Memphis Tigers basketball program through the years in big games. I know attendance hasn't been pristine by any means, but again, you're playing teams that make it a little more difficult to drive attendance numbers. But then I always go back to just how devastating the pandemic was on Memphis and the momentum of Memphis and the surge of Memphis, and how we're now sitting here in 2025 and, like, that feels like that College Game Day experience feels like light years away, not just because Memphis hasn't gone back to a Cotton Bowl, but it just, things evaporated very quickly. And I think we're still working really hard to get back to a place that mirrors kind of the overarching success of the city. And this just feels like one more example of, got a long way to go before someone like the Big 12 is going to respect Memphis. Now, you can also, like, you've had a long way to go forever because they turned you down in 2016, they turned you down in 2021, which was a hell of a lot closer to that 2019 season, and it still didn't matter in that piece. The FedEx money still didn't matter. The AutoZone money still didn't matter. This Lowe's money still doesn't matter. And that's where you're like, okay, so what does matter? And it's disappointing. So I think fans have an absolute right to be really disappointed in yesterday. You can be inspired by the university, like, playing the game and showing that they have the money and flexing the ingenuity to go forward and try to make something work with the Big 12. But you can also sit here and be like, God, why are we trying so hard for someone who clearly hates us?
The assumption is, after I'm trying to extend your thought out, like, hey, Memphis went to a Cotton Bowl, they're good. Memphis basketball, men's basketball, moneymaker, they're good. And the thought is, if you've got good products on the field and on the court, the money will follow. Mm-hmm. And with that money, then you can do the things that need to be done as far as being a major contributor to a major conference, athletically speaking. Memphis is showing right now, I think, hey, we don't even have to be good. We got the money.
Right.
We got the let us
We're
in
not
here.
asking for a handout.
We've got the money to pay you to get us in. Let us in. I'm sure that probably rubs some of the more traditional presidents, the athletic directors, wrong way. Like, yo, my conference isn't for sale. You can't buy your way in here.
We earned our way in here.
Give it time. Give it time. The Big Ten did not want Oregon or Washington. Yeah. Remember that? The SEC didn't want Texas or Oklahoma. And then you looked up and it's like, oh, yeah, this is going to get done. I think that it doesn't feel that way. But that is a strong possibility here, or a possibility here, where the initial reaction to it is, no, you can't buy your way into this. We're born in this. We are Big 12. And then they go home and they start looking at their checkbooks. You're like, you know what? We can use an extra couple million. Hey,
especially
Memphis.
right now.
Hey, Memphis. What are you saying again? Share with us again. Just stay persistent. Stay creative.
Yeah.
Continue to have these types of thoughts, because that's the only way you're going to get in. Memphis has, as a market, it would be what, from a TV market size standpoint?
It's like 50.
Fifth in the Big 12?
In the Big 12.
Cincinnati, I think, would be bigger. Houston would be bigger.
Yeah.
Orlando would be bigger.
I haven't looked at the good old Nielsen rankings in a minute.
But
no,
like Memphis,
well, Boulder would be Denver, so yes.
So Boulder
doesn't have its own TV market.
Boulder would be bigger, and then you'd have, I think, Memphis right there. Unless I'm well, what are we doing? Arizona State now.
You have Baylor's Dallas.
Okay. So 6. Arizona State is that in Phoenix, Tucson? 7?
No, that's its own market.
Okay.
Which is smaller than Memphis.
Okay.
I think Tucson is like 70s, if I remember correctly.
All right.
Tucson's 68.
So, like Memphis comes in and is a top half, maybe top quarter of the conference from a TV market size. And Memphis has a good market share. With all of the love for the SEC and with all of the love for various teams around the nation here in the city, the University of Memphis has a hold on Memphis sports fans. And so it's not like, oh, we just poo-poo this market away. They only care about the SEC teams, the Ole Misses and the Arkansas and the Mississippi States and the Alabamas, and throw a Clemson in there, or Florida State or what have you, Notre Dame, throw them in there of the world. No, the city cares about the University of Memphis also. The city watches on TV. The city goes to games as well as hard to get people to go to Charlotte games. I like to see a whole lot of. I don't think a whole lot of teams.
Biff Poggi ain't walking through that door anymore.
Can sell out a stadium when Temple is coming through, and Temple is bringing no fans.
Yes.
East Carolina bringing no fans. So if it's 38,000 people in those stands, if it's 35,000 people there, it's 35,000 Memphis fans there. So imagine what could happen, and we know what happened. We know what happened when Houston came through. We know what happened when Cincinnati came through. We know what happened when Central Florida came through. So imagine if you throw Baylor and Colorado's and those types of teams in there. I truly think we could be having a different conversation in like 2 or 3 weeks once the dust settles and everybody.
I hope so, because it's summer, baby.
Everybody looks around and is like, wait a second. We can get how much money?
Well, and everybody but has a deeper understanding of what it means that because of the House settlement, you are about to have schools having to pay their student athletes, that we're still calling them, from their own pocketbooks. And every dollar is going to count in these situations. That does bring us to early contender for one of the funniest tweets of the year in the sports space, which was Memphis joining the other schools around the American last night and tweeting out their new brand message, "Built to rise and proud member of the American Conference." And there in invisible ink, you can almost see it. It says, "For now." For now. Built to rise, proud member of the American Conference. You know, this struck me it tickled my brain in a way, Because I was like, Built to Rise, that sounds awfully familiar. And then I remembered the Sun Belts campaign in 2014 when they were trying to put solidification around their member institutions that had settled into a more, settled time in the realignment space. They used Together We Rise. So when you're looking for a conference that's real sturdy, you add a rise to it because you're trying to rise up. Now the Sun Belt had a sun, and the sun did rise, so it was a nice little play. Obviously, nepotism trying to support a decision that my dad made back in 2014. Now I see why we got Soar the Eagle, because we're built to rise with Soar, because he
or she. They're rising. They're rising.
They're Soar. Just call them by their name.
They're soaring.
Flying. There's not a star in heaven that we can't reach if we're trying, so we're breaking free. Come on.
No clue.
Come on.
No clue.
High School Musical.
Oh,
God.
really?
If they could get Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens to reunite and sing Breaking Free with Soar the Eagle landing on the pyramid, then we're talking.
Then that's enough to keep Memphis in the American?
No, but they'll be there for now. They'll be a proud member for now. All right, this all inspired us yesterday. We spent like an hour after the show rebranding the Power 4+1 conferences. Should we take a break and do this? Because we have to hit one more break. Okay, we're going to hit a break. We will show you the mascots and the rebrands. We have renamed. There is no Big Ten anymore.
Nope.
There is no SEC anymore.
Nope.
There is no Big 12 anymore.
Nope.
There's no ACC. There's no Pac-12. There's actually no Pac-12. But we will get into it with our very fancy mascots that we came up with after a quick break.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals takes it straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
You get to the main event, and you hear the crowd. There's some rumblings in the crowd.
Here we go.
They say, "We want truth."
I love how John Cena said when they were chanting, "We want truth." You can't handle the truth.
There you go.
I loved it.
He takes the knee off, boom. Takes the mask off, boom. And it's our freaking truth. God, man, he cost John Cena the match.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
There are futures for Aaron Judge possibly hitting 400. Hitting 400 at the All-Star break, plus 600.
Oh, wow.
To have a 400 batting average in the regular season, plus 3,800. To win the Triple Crown is only plus 145.
I don't think he's going to hit 400 for the season.
I don't either. I that would be
Ridiculous.
Yes, ridiculous.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
It's time for our Pick Six, Mike. 6 classics that we're most looking forward to in the 2025 football season.
Las Vegas, obviously, that's the Grambling State University, Jackson State University clash. They're taking 2 iconic HBCU brands going to an NFL stadium in Las Vegas.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
The JBSWCJ DOJ consulting firm, with partnership of Darnell, has taken upon ourselves to help the other conferences.
With a name like that, they're not going to take us seriously because that's a terrible name. We can't.
You're
even
right. They're
consult
trying to
a
get
better name.
away from No, I think acronyms live. Like, what are we supposed to call the American now? The AC?
The American.
My AC doesn't work. I'm real pissed off at the AC at the moment, okay? The AM. The AMC.
Just American. Just the American.
That's too long. I need letter. My brain is trained for little letters.
I agree. The America First Conference. We're making American great again. The MAGA Conference.
Make American Conference.
Great again.
MACGA.
MACGA Conference?
The MACGA.
I'll get the red hats.
Let's
do it.
It works.
Yeah.
All right. We came up with new names and mascots.
Then when the opponents come to Memphis to play, it can be the MACGA Black. You know, because the black hats.
Okay. Which one do you want to start with?
Throw one up, Jacob.
Throw one up and we will.
Oh, there it is.
This is one of my favorites. Okay, if you can guess which conference this is, just take a look at the location dots and it might help you. We're no longer calling it the Atlantic Coast Conference because that's stupid. There's schools in California. There's a school in Texas that I don't think got a dot. Maybe it's behind the chemtrails.
It's got a dot. It's behind the red or the red
chemtrails.
Yes.
I wanted red, white, and blue chemtrails was my specific request, but I see we only got the red with the blue sky. It's okay, I'll take it. We are now naming this the. Oh, we had to shorten it because originally it was going to be the C2 Shining Sea Conference, but that was the S2 SS Conference, and it didn't feel like good business to be using that at this moment. Well, now it's just the SS Conference.
That's what it is,
no,
baby.
God.
The Shining Sea.
Okay, we're going away from acronyms. We are not using acronyms.
The
the Shining Sea Conference, and its mascot is a PJ, a private jet, because in order to get from Stanford and Cal to Miami and Florida State, among others, Boston College up in there in that upper right corner, you need private jets. And so, sorry, carbon emissions. We're going to be flying all over this country, and we're going to have a little plane with a smiley face on it so you don't care about it.
Name PJ.
PJ.
Yeah.
I love it. He has a basketball because...
That's a basketball conference.
Yeah, we're calling it a basketball conference.
It's a basketball conference.
I mean, don't tell Miami and Florida State that. Don't tell the Rambling Rex from Georgia Tech that.
Well, not unfortunately or fortunately, however you want to look at it. Miami basketball... The past, 5 years has been significantly better
Shout out,
than Miami football. And same thing with Florida State football, correct?
Okay.
Florida State had that 1 year recently where it was, holy hell, look at them. They should probably be in the CFP, but basketball
I enjoyed Cal football last year. The
You
Calgorithm.
enjoyed who?
Cal football. Don't tell me you forgot the Calgorithm.
Did you enjoy Cal football, or did you enjoy everybody's reaction to Cal football?
I enjoyed the memes
okay,
and Cal football.
Oh, no, you didn't. You didn't enjoy Cal football.
Yes, I did.
You did not enjoy Cal football.
They lost in spectacular fashion. They could have been something. They could have been a contender.
Was that when you say lost in spectacular fashion, was that the Mike Irvin on his knees game?
No, I mean, like, last season they would lose games they were in mighty position. Like, they got Wilcoxed over and over. Like, Justin Wilcox found insane ways to lose games that they should have won. Didn't they beat Auburn last year?
Jessica, you and I could take a bunch of middle schoolers and beat Auburn last year.
True. All right, next up. Unless you have any. Oh. Yeah. In case you don't recognize this cute little mascot, we have got a partnership with Buc-ee's. And if not, that's definitely not Bucky the Beaver. It can be whatever you want it to be. It's just a little bucktooth friend. And you might be saying, what's MMC? Because we are returning to the acronyms for this one. What could MMC be?
What does it mean?
What does it mean? It's the Means More Conference.
Damn right.
Sorry, SEC. Your generational brand that has so much power and rings and domination behind it, it's been usurped by the fact that it just means more. We all heard the SEC commercials for years and years and years, and we don't our consulting firm doesn't believe in stagnation.
No.
We believe in change.
Yep.
We believe in making conferences a better place. And so this is the Means More Conference, the MMC, the MMC.
People are wondering, Jessica, what this beaver is dressed for, what this beaver is holding in this beaver's hand. This beaver's name is Nicholas, by the way. So what is Nicholas holding in Nicholas's hand?
It's both a solo cup.
Oh.
And I believe it's a flask inside.
Oh.
That's how I envision it.
So the Means More Conference has the flask. They got the visors. They got the cool hats. That beaver, if nothing else, looked like he's ready to go to a tailgate.
He's going to the Grove.
Looks like he's going to kick it in the swamp for pregame. Going down to Death Valley pregame
And it's
to
like,
the tailgate. Yeah.
It's unassuming, but behind those gleaming two white teeth, he'll eat you. He'll destroy you. Like, there's a little tongue-in-cheek here, right? Because the mighty MMC, he's a cute little beaver.
I love cute beavers.
I know you do. Next up.
What do we got?
Oh, okay. So this is where
badass.
Memphis is trying to get in.
This is a badass.
This is the Dirty Dozen Conference.
Formerly Big 12.
And their mascot is an egg. Because when I think of a dozen, I think of eggs.
But
you might think of donuts. You might think of muffins. You might think of cupcakes. But I think of eggs.
This is the hardest of eggs. This egg is pissed off.
Ooh, it's hard boiled.
Oh, come on, man.
You can't even crack it.
Not at all.
The yolk inside, not an ounce of runniness.
No.
It is hardened.
Yep.
Hardened by the streets of being one of the lesser power conferences, but God, is it trying to rise. And we called it the Dirty Dozen Conference because originally it was the Big 12, but there is room for it to become the Dirty Double Dozen Conference, in which case it would be the Triple DC.
Oh.
Which I kind of like.
Okay. Like Triple DC? That sounds like a category,
Triple
but okay.
DC.
All right.
Search engines are up for this conference. And we gave it a mullet, as your dad figured it out in the chat, an homage to one of the Big 12's greatest coaches of all time, Mike Gundy. We just wanted to have some little things here and there.
That is a great mullet.
And he's ready to rock.
That is a great mullet. One's up. I don't know if anybody picks ones up, but somebody in that conference got to pick ones up. So
put your ones up.
Yes, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
You say Dirty Double Dozen. Does that mean they'd have 24 teams?
Well, yes, because they're currently at 16. They're not really at 12. So they just have to add 8. And certainly Memphis can get one. We're just trying to make it as easy as possible.
Boise.
Yeah. They're going to merge with the new Pac-12. That's going to be the ultimate.
If they merge with the new Pac-12, that leaves Memphis out because in the new Pac-12 at 8. So
well, yeah, but maybe at that point, Memphis has decided to capitulate and play football in the Pac-12 and basketball in the Big East, and this is their opportunity to bring everything back together.
All right, okay.
But I do love an egg mascot. We get way too into animals.
Way too into
animals, and this presents an opportunity to really be something different.
Hey, and I know people who love to support eggs, and egg prices right now are as high as they've ever been.
Oh, yeah, we can play on that, too.
Oh, my goodness.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Eggs are exclusive.
Oh, my gosh.
Eggs are rich.
You're paying market price for eggs.
Yeah.
Let's
All right.
do it.
Next up. So I had to leave the meeting by the time they got to the pack, but I just asked for it to be included, and I would love the explanation of it. One, still getting to be called the pack.
The pack.
So we're keeping the pack.
Just get rid of the number, just the pack.
Okay.
So you can add how many
Even though
more.
they're not all, even though we have a Texas school.
Yes.
Okay.
Just the pack. And because we've got schools not on the coast, and most of the schools not on the coast are in Big Sky territory.
Okay.
We did the mountain motif in the background.
I see.
So the mountains in the background representing the Boise's and the Colorado
Washington
states
State.
and the Washington states also of the world.
Of the world.
But that right there, can you tell me what animal that is?
It's a whale.
That is a humpback whale.
Oh, okay.
That is a humpback whale.
At first, I thought it was a dolphin, but it's a whale.
No, it's a humpback whale that looks like a dolphin.
Okay.
Yeah, we call him Humpy, and he's out there, and he represents that football playing conference. So there goes Humpy, the whale.
Humpy.
Huh?
Humpy.
Humpy, the whale.
Okay.
Out there, just getting it in, playing a little football with his pals in the whale pod.
I love the idea of the whale in the mountains.
Yes.
That feels important to keep them together,
Yes.
just so it really the synergy
Connects everything together.
of its origin story, and the inclusion of its new members. That's nice.
Yes.
All
Yes,
right.
yes, yes.
Last but not least.
Also, wait, before. We're here now.
This is just
We're here now.
the big.
Just big.
Just big.
Yep.
Because it's really big. It's really big.
In case you couldn't tell from the BIG on his chest.
Right. Certainly not Big Ten, because we're abandoning that. It's just big. If that I and G looks like a 1 and 0 to you, forget about it. You've been brainwashed over the last few years by this conference. They are now just big, and they're also brawny. And this is also a tribute to its Midwest origins. We're all the Midwest now. Southern California is the Midwest. Eugene, Oregon is the Midwest. Seattle, Washington is the Midwest. Midwest is really a state of mind.
Maryland.
And I think this man represents the state. Yes, Maryland, Rutgers, absolutely the Midwest. And this guy represents that we are all, if we close our eyes, we are the Midwest, baby. Like, what is the Midwest to you? It's a giant man in a plaid shirt with an axe. Get him a Busch Light, and then we can really talk.
That's the homie Bunyan.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be Paul Bunyan.
Yeah.
The famed mythological being that stomped around chopping down trees throughout the Midwest. There's so many Paul Bunyan themed trophies in this godforsaken conference.
Yeah.
Why not just make Paul Bunyan the mascot? I think we can do that. I think
so.
he's in free use territory now. He should be.
Sure. If not, it's definitely not Paul Bunyan.
Then
It's
no,
just
it's not.
your
It's-
friend Greg.
It's just a big old
It's just Greg.
corned beef fed
Yeah.
man. I see this man, and I think immediately to myself, Kyra. Kyra would like this one.
Oh.
God, he's tall enough
In the
and
movie
brawny
version of
enough
the Big
for
Ten,
for
or I'm
Kyra.
sorry, the Big, because we're
Yep.
like one step away from these conferences having their own cinematic universe, it feels. He's played by John Hamm.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a man.
And I know he's older, but like there needs to be some
But-
like gravitas there.
Yeah, the Bunyan is supposed to have some gravitas.
And can't be young.
To him. The Big Ten prides itself on
Yeah.
pretension, and you can't be pretentious without
No.
gravitas. I don't know whose flag is you, but there's a flag
It's
there
you.
with the
It's
U.
all of us. It's inclusive. This is an inclusive conference.
I also don't know who the S is, but we're working on it.
Chris snuck Syracuse in there.
Did Syracuse get
I don't think
called
we even
in?
talked about Syracuse with the ACC. Oh God, poor babies.
Oh, get to a real conference, Syracuse.
I do love that Oregon's on it twice, which feels like some Phil Knight baloney. He bought
Well, I mean,
two flags.
Nike can do that. They
They
got money.
have the money for it. UCLA's flag looks like it uses the cursive, which is real nice. The Iowa flag in the background there.
Yeah, shout out to
I see an Iowa flag everywhere I go.
Well,
It
that's 'cause
follows
you
me.
got Iowa friends.
No, like in the wild.
Oh.
Like anywhere. When we were in Argentina, there was an Iowa like group on our wine tour. I'm not kidding. I'm haunted by the Iowa Hawkeyes. I'm haunted by Caitlin Clark.
No Michigan, no Ohio State on there.
Oh.
Which I'm fine with no Ohio State.
Interesting. But why no Michigan?
If we could kick Michigan State out of there, that would be great.
That's too bad.
So yeah, there it goes.
Okay.
There's
Those are
Bunyan.
our new conferences.
Go back there.
so-
Throw up the SEC one more time. Because there's something just special
Come
about
on.
this beaver.
Hi guys. What's his name?
I forget. What did I say? Did we name him?
I'm not sure if we named
I
him.
don't think we named this beaver. What would you call your beaver?
I'm not doing this.
You're not going to name the beaver?
Nope. You specifically said.
I
My
mean, that's
beaver.
your
This is
beaver.
my
You made this
creation.
beaver. What would you name this beaver? Your beaver. Come on, Jessica. What's a good Chaz?
Two-buck
Chad?
Chuck.
Two-buck Chuck? Two-buck Chuck.
Trader
TBC.
Joe's might have that trademark.
Oh, do
but
they?
I don't
no,
know
we
if they do.
We don't. What if it's just Buck Chuck?
Buck Chuck. What if it's just?
But listen,
I almost said Joe
listen.
Buck. That's my friend's husband.
Buck Chuck is a play on Butt Chug, which we know Tennessee does a lot.
What if we just call him Buck?
Buck?
Yeah.
Well, that's too close to Bucky. What if we just called him
He
Chuck?
doesn't have a Y.
Can we just call him Chuck?
Sure.
Chuck.
This is Chuck.
Chuck. Just means more. Look at that beaver.
MMC, baby.
Means more,
Means
baby.
more conference.
Let's
You don't have to
go.
remind people it's in the conference name. We're
They're saying-
ridiculous.
They're saying they call him Tail Adega.
Oh.
Call him Nug. Beaver Nuggets.
Kind of like Dale.
Uh,
Dale feels like a very
Dale.
MMC-like conference name.
Lil Buck.
Lil Buck is good.
Bushy.
Nope. Absolutely not.
What?
Absolutely not.
Because they drink Bush Lights in the SEC. So you can't call
Solo?
them Bush Light. Call them Bushy. Solo would be a good one.
Solo's not bad.
Solo's not bad.
Because they're in a league of their own.
Called him Nick. That's what I called him after Nick Saban. But no,
Oh.
I like this thought exercise also.
Yeah.
I like Solo.
Could call him Mike after the deceased legendary SEC coach, Mike Leach. Formerly Big 12, formerly Pac-12. What are we landing on?
You want to go solo?
Solo.
I like Bushy.
I'm solo.
Shout out to
I'm
Bushy.
riding
Like
solo. I'm riding solo.
Solo cup. Yeah,
Yeah.
solo works. Yeah.
All
Throw
right.
the well back up because like
Have
this
your
well
people
has fingers.
call our
and it's
people.
confusing to me.
It has fingers? Oh, hell yeah.
It has a fin on the
as it
the
should.
right side and
As it
fingers on the
should.
left. This is great stuff here.
You know, he's a multi-purposed handsy whale named Humpy.
Shout out to Humpy.
All right. You're welcome for doing the work for you.
Let
I
us
gotta
know.
stop with this
Again,
free labor.
Again, these aren't the
No,
good
we have
ones.
better
we
versions.
have better ones.
We're hiding.
We
These
have
are the
better ones.
These are the what do you call them?
Mock-ups?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the mocks.
Yeah.
But we have levels to the mocks.
Yeah, we do.
We can take this to new heights together.
Let
It
us
will
know.
simply cost the price of whatever it is to fix my AC and whatever CJ's latest home issue is. That's all we're asking
The
for.
back part of my house. I don't want to.
It's okay.
I
we
didn't
don't-
want to like.
I didn't want to
jump-
make you talk
I
about
didn't want to
it.
jump onto.
Oh no, you're welcome to
your
because
thing.
we're in a battle of who can
I
have
hate
worse
this
home
battle.
issues.
The power is out. The lights work, but the sockets don't work in the back 3 rooms of our house.
You don't need them.
And like we just stopped going back there. They're talking about $4,000 to change out the circuit breaker. At least 4 G's. So yeah, if you could pay me like $4,500, I'll take an additional $500 just to like spend. But $4,000 would go to that. I'd greatly appreciate it for my services.
Good deal.
When the hell are we supposed to get that raise? Are we ever getting that raise? When the hell are we having those meetings? That's what I need. Your boy is thirsting for that
In the meantime,
1.3%.
we're diversifying our portfolio and we're now consultants.
Yes.
What is a consultant? No one knows. We can easily be.
Just consulted them.
Just did it.
Just did it.
All right, we gotta take a break. We'll come back. TV Tuesday on the other side. We'll do some late night talk. Did you watch the Amy Bradley documentary?
I am an episode and a half in.
We'll talk a little bit. No spoilers on the Amy Bradley is Missing documentary, but we'll discuss it along with some other things we're watching on TV when we come back.
Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With very special guest, Daughtry. And Mammoth. Tickets on sale now at LiveNation.com. Don't miss Creed with Daughtry and Mammoth. The Summer of '99 tour.
1, 2, 3. Ready, go.
Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum, Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
Coach Thorpe, to his credit, also taught me, like, just simplify your game. Like, it doesn't have to be difficult. You don't have to do all the up and under stuff. Like, he always talks about getting to the second box. My biggest thing is just do what I can to make the right play. It doesn't, if it ends up in a shot, it does. If it ends up in a pass to an assist, it does. Shooting 72% is credit to, I guess the work I put in and my coach is helping me.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Scotty Scheffler ran away with the Open Championship this weekend. My God, this guy, he's not real. Have we reached the point with Scotty Scheffler where you don't have to care a thing about golf, but you still know there's a dude named Scotty Scheffler who is awesome at it?
He is solidified himself as one of the greats in the sport. At this point, probably of all time.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What is the biggest Summer League accomplishment so far for this Grizzlies team?
Tuomas Isalo filling out his coaching staff. The Ryan Saunders hiring was essential. It was big time. You have a veteran NBA voice there.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Welcome back. Starting TV Tuesday, we had a big loss in the TV world yesterday. Truly one of those gone too soon moments with Malcolm-Jamal Warner died at the age of 54 in what has been called a drowning. He was on vacation in Costa Rica. According to reports, it was an accident, but he was only 54 years old. And just one of those, like, oh man, like that's somebody who meant so much to so many people through his portrayal as Theo on The Cosby Show, but like somebody who a lot of us grew up with on that show. And he had, a life after The Cosby Show. He won a Grammy, which was something that was really cool about his life. He won a Grammy for Best R&B Performance back in 2015 for a cover of a Stevie Wonder song, Jesus Children. He was also nominated for a Grammy a few years ago in Best Spoken Word Poetry, but he will forever be remembered as Theo on The Cosby Show, and just RIP. That's a tough one.
Yeah, man. That's Malcolm-Jamal Warner was somebody who I gravitated towards as a kid, and so I'm watching reruns of The Cosby Show. I catch the last season because that's right around like 91, 92, so I'm kind of cognizant for that. And then I start noticing that there are things that he is involved in that I really like watching. It's like, oh, I like this Malcolm-Jamal character. And the show that I recognized him from immediately, first off, was Malcolm and Eddie. I remember that sitcom. I remember thinking, oh, this is really, really funny at a time when we didn't have a whole lot of black shows. We didn't have a lot of black dude buddy shows or black dude buddy much of anything. I was like, oh, Malcolm and Eddie is funny. I need to see Malcolm and Eddie. Then Cosby Show would come on in syndication, and I would learn a bit more about Malcolm and the role of Theo, one of the great all-time TV children out there. And my father would get off work. I remember this. And one of the times we didn't have air, he would get off work at like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. He would go in, he would grab a pizza stick from Dodge's. He would come home, he'd wake me up, and we'd sit down and we'd watch the Cosby Show on syndication. And that's when I started learning about Malcolm-Jamal Warner as Theo Huxtable. And so, yeah, that's the role he's most known for. And then you get older, and you just sometimes find yourself tripping and stumbling down rabbit holes. And it's like, oh, why is he taking pictures with Keenan and Kel? And you find out, oh, he directed a bunch of episodes, and maybe helped co-create, I think maybe, the Kenan and Kel show. It was saying he was a director on all that, if I'm not mistaken, and he had a role on the Magic School Bus.
He got in the American Horror Story
He was in
pipeline
that
and the American
pipeline.
Crime Story pipeline.
And it's just like, oh, everything, not everything, but a lot of the stuff I liked as a kid, he had a hand in creating. And then you see him get grown and start doing, like you said, the American Horror Story and some of these other ones. It was is it The Resident? The Resident was the most recent thing he was
or
in.
wasn't he on that 911 show?
Was he a recurring member?
I don't know.
I think he's I think he was
On The Resident.
On The Resident. I think it's one of those doctor shows where he is a recurring character. He would
wish it was The Pit.
He would make one-off appearances on a handful of other shows. He would pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's just somebody who, not necessarily. I don't want to say. I'll say it, that somebody who I saw myself in was Malcolm-Jamal Warner, and I don't see myself in a whole lot of people. For him to die this early, really like took me aback. If I was CJ, like CJ Network, the only thing we'd be talking about today is Malcolm-Jamal Warner and his impact on me. So yeah, R.I.P. Thoughts and prayers to his family. Tracy Ellis Ross had a real touching message yesterday after his passing. It's just sad, man.
Somebody posted a clip from the T-shirt episode of The Cosby Show where
Denise
goes and Denise makes him a cheaper version of a shirt that he had went and got at the mall. And I remember, like, it took me back. So I ended up going and finding the full episode because I could remember the quote of no 14-year-old boy should have a $95 T-shirt unless he is on stage with his 4 brothers. And I remember just laughing like those little laughs that they're not with you every day, but when the nostalgia kicks in, you're like, God, this is one of the reasons why I loved watching this show as a kid. And he has the shirt on and the sleeves are the wrong, so like one sleeve is long and one sleeve is short and it's just ugly and he's going back and forth and it's Lisa Bonet. And so like seeing the, old clips of her is fun and their comedic timing was so good. And it was a joy. So if you go back and watch an episode, it's a pretty good one to go back and watch.
We've recently finished watching The Cosby Show start to finish.
The rewatch.
So it's all pretty finished a month ago. It's all fresh. The first episode, the Theo, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Perfect. The Justine episode where he's begging Justine to take him back. And he's just screaming, Justine, Justine. Like, that is great. Him and Cockroach, when they stepped on the screen as a kid and as a grown-up, I always perked up. You talk about the comedic timing he had with Lisa Bonet, his comedic timing with the actor who played Cockroach. I'm blanking on his name. He was also Cole from Martin. That comedic timing, superb. The episode where they're complaining about Shakespeare, so they decide instead of saying the sonnet, they're going to rap the sonnet, right? Like, that was outstanding. The episode where he decides he wants to be grown once again, he comes home and they've all, it's not home anymore. He's out in the real world. He's got to get his own apartment. Vanessa is on the steps and she's just the kid in the neighborhood, and he's got to go and get the bank loan from Rudy, right? Like that's superb. There are so many of those really cool moments in that show, and not in small part, in large part because he was such a tremendous actor. His timing was always so good. No problem, right? Like that was just such a teenage boy thing to say, and a teenage boy way to feel about things that, no, very seriously, are problems, right? Like, you step into his room and it's always a mess. The one of the things my wife sort of gravitated towards, because she's a teacher, when that character Theo starts teaching and finds out he's got dyslexia, and finds out there are other students who have dyslexia, and he's running around trying to help them. Now, like, there are so many great episodes of Theo that pick one, you'll enjoy yourself thoroughly.
Yeah, R.I.P. And so many stories of people drowning lately, just that have crossed my timeline, and a reminder, like, the water can be really scary. I think sometimes we just jump in and forget about oceans, rivers, lakes, everything. Currents can happen. So just a reminder, especially in the summer months, just always be extra cautious. And sometimes there's literally nothing you can do.
Yeah. Carl Anthony Payne, I think, was Cole. Not Cole. He was Cole, but was Cockroach. Carl Anthony Payne was Cockroach. Yeah.
What else was he on? He has such a familiar.
I know him as Cockroach. I know him as Cole. I'm not sure where else he would be.
Yeah, maybe
But
it's just those.
I'm sure he's made appearances in other things.
Other TV news, I watched late night programming for the first time last night in a long time. Watched both The Daily Show with Jon Stewart and then the late night show with Stephen Colbert. And coming off the news last week that CBS and Paramount are canceling Colbert's show. He has 10 months to go because he's not done until May, but they did announce the cancellation of the show. And so that gives like 10 months of petty chaos, Colbert, I would call it. Like earlier in the day yesterday, I was listening to the Bill Simmons podcast, and he had Matt Bellamy, who does The Puck, which is like the entertainment business podcast over on the Ringer side, and they were discussing this. And they had brought up, like, I wonder what Jon Stewart will do on his show tonight. And so that kind of put a little, thing in the back of my mind, like, ooh, I should probably watch The Daily Show with Jon Stewart tonight. And set it up to tape, and was really curious if it would be, one of those like monumental nights in TV. And it was very entertaining. I wouldn't say like it was must-watch television. He did end up having a gospel choir and saying the F word like 6,000 times, which was funny. But it is this notion of why exactly CBS and Paramount are choosing now to move on from Stephen Colbert. CJ and I were talking before the show. Kind of one of the things that struck me funny yesterday was the reminder that CBS has come out and said that the Late Show was losing them $40 to $50 million. And let's be perfectly clear, like the late night industry is in trouble. And Jon Stewart pointed that out last night, and many have pointed it out. Like it's not doing what it used to do in that time slot, and people aren't coming to network television for their shows like they used to. In fact, for the most part, the reason Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon have been able to find their legs in this time is because they put everything on YouTube. And so people are going there, and the monetization that can come from the digital side of it, not necessarily the live viewers. But that $40 to $50 million number just made me chuckle, because it's the exact same number that everybody was holding on to yesterday in the WNBA CBA conversation, because somewhere, somehow, it got put out that the WNBA lost between $40 and $50 million last season, despite all of the growth. And it's this magical, mystical $40 to $50 million mark where this is how businesses work. Like when they make decisions, they will try to justify those decisions. And it's kind of just I'm not saying that Stephen Colbert was not losing money. And I think he himself would say, like, sure, the business model is not what it once was. But simply hanging on that as the reason, I think makes it a little shallow. And it was clearly the point of both Jon Stewart, of Stephen Colbert last night, to see Jon Stewart, Jimmy Fallon, Adam Sandler. I'm trying to think who else was in the audience for Colbert, but they all showed up in support of him, and this idea that perhaps this wasn't, you don't have to make some grand conspiracy theory out of it, but CBS is in the process, and Paramount, I should say, is in the process of trying to reach this $8 billion sale with Skydance Media. And Paramount also just made their $16 million settlement with President Donald Trump over the allegations over an interview with 60 Minutes with Kamala Harris last year. So they make that settlement, $16 million. They are seeking this $8 billion deal that will need approval to get passed, and perhaps to make it past some guardrails that would keep it from getting done. And so that was kind of the point of last night's late night television. But yeah, I don't know if Jon Stewart will keep his spot, because Comedy Central is also owned by Paramount, and I am intrigued to see what Colbert does for the next 10 months, because he definitely said whatever the hell he wanted to say last night. As he should. Like even if you don't like Stephen Colbert, like you should be concerned that this happened.
This is the censorship that side is talking about all the time. And they're talking about it in the worst possible ways, and oftentimes in the wrong way. But this is actual censorship popping off right here, where you're saying, okay, you can't say what you just said about us and the sitting administration. Don't criticize the sitting administration, because they control whether or not we can get this deal done and we can get this $8 billion. So don't do that. and then don't say anything about us offering a true, genuine critique about what it is that we're doing. I don't think there was anything bigoted in what Colbert said. So the question is, okay, so why are you letting him go? You're letting him go because he's critical of what you're doing. 60 Minutes was also critical of what you were doing. Are you going to get rid of them next? Jon Stewart, critical of what you're doing. Are you getting rid of him next? South Park, critical about everything. Are you going to get rid of them? If we start silencing people for being critical, that is true fascism right there. When we cannot be critical of the people in power, that's when fascism takes over. That's when we should all be really, well, by then it's too late because it's taken over. We should be concerned now about this. Now is the time to be concerned about what is going on. If you are, I don't know how you can say, listen, they're silencing me, cancel culture, blah, 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 and you look up and see this and don't get immediately outraged by it. If you're somebody who thinks you can't say anything anymore because somebody's going to come and get you and take away your job or make your life miserable because of the things that you say, well, yo, here it is happening right here in front of you. Stephen Colbert is quite literally being canceled from his TV show for being critical of the current administration and the way his employer kowtowed, bowed down, bent the knee, whatever you want to say, appeased the current administration. And they're doing it because they want the $8 billion and they want that to go through and get approved. So if you are somebody who is fearful of cancel culture, here it is. Here's the actual example of cancel culture.
Well, and it happened before. I want to be clear. Like, what started my fear of what was happening at CBS was what was happening with 60 Minutes. The president of news stepped down at CBS. The head of 60 Minutes, one of the greatest journalistic programs in the history of this country, stepped down. And they did it because they were not on board with the settlement that ultimately ended up happening. And listen, again, the current model of late night television is in a bad spot. It is not what it used to be. You used to say, like, the only things the networks still have going for them are live sports, news, and the late night shows. And we are about to enter the phase where the late night shows get phased out. Like, I believe that. But this one has added juice behind it. Like, it doesn't take a big reach. My arms do not hurt from the reach on the timing of this.
This one is the best one from what the...
It's the number one. Yes, it is the number one. But I will say it is the number one, because I'm trying to present this fairly. It's number one in ratings from the network standpoint. It has not been what Kimmel and Fallon have managed to do on the cultural relevancy through social media.
So I guess we're consulting again.
I'm a big consulter.
Please pay us somebody.
Yes.
She's got an air conditioning unit that needs to be fixed. I'd like to be able to plug stuff in. Then you don't say, okay, we're going to get rid of it. You say, oh, there's something here. Let's find a way to put more on social and find a way to grab social media, right? Yes. You don't say...
Jon Stewart put it perfectly.
Yeah, you don't say, let's get rid of it.
People stop buying records, it's not like you're like, oh, I'm so sorry.
No more music.
The music industry is over forever. You adapt. And if you had a program that was the number one in ratings, you would think that there would have been an opportunity presented of, hey, how do you want to adapt through this? I've also seen some people like, well, why does he stay on the air for 10 months? There's a lot of, from the TV side, like negotiations for future contracts would have been happening now. So I think from what I understand in reporting, like Colbert was given the option to wait to announce, but these places operate as teams. Like think of them like a sports team. Like Colbert and his producers and his researchers and his floor manager and his camera operators, like they're a team. And so those people now need to know like, hey, in 10 months, you're not gonna have a job. And so it was important for him to make it clear and I think make a point like, hey, look where this came. Like look at the timing of this situation. There's a shadiness to it. And at the end of the day, like there's a shadiness to that. Like I don't want politics impacting what can and cannot be on my television. I don't want politics impacting if a team changes their name. I don't want politics impacting law offices across the country, but to each their own. To each their own.
No, it can't be to each their own.
You're right.
Like if we've got
that
to
was
start,
a cop out of it.
If we've got to start like bickering back and forth and arguing back and forth about this, this is the point. This is the line in the sand, right? Somebody and it's us, has to say, okay, that's enough. Yes. This is enough. We know what the game plan is. Everybody knows what the game plan is with this administration. We're just, they flood the zone, flood the market, whatever they're flooding. We're just going to do so much stuff that eventually something slips through the cracks. They are upset that people are upset because they won't drop the Epstein files, correct, whether or not the Epstein files have anything in them or not. Yes. But they campaigned on it. Yes. They did. They told us there was stuff in the files. Your DOJ said, hey, I've got them on my desk, and oh boy, it's a doozy. Y'all did that. Y'all fed the conspiracy. You did it to get elected. Now drop the files. And instead of doing that, he's doing everything but to try and detract from and distract people from.
The Wall Street Journal article last week.
Yeah, credit to the, just drawing boobies on pictures as grown-ups. It was actually pubic hair, thank you. Oh, was it? No, it was boobies and pubic hair.
Yeah, but attention was on the...
He signed with the right, pubic hair, which as a grown-up, that's something we did in 7th grade, 8th grade.
And saying that he's never used the word enigma in his life, but there's video. Like, again, these are documented cases.
Credit to his supporters, formerly and I guess currently, for not letting him off of the hook with this. No, we will not be distracted by your typical tactics. Show us these files, drop these things, because pedophilia, and I'm glad to live in a country where this is so, as the furthest right person over here, pedophilia is a line, apparently. Yeah. Like that's the line. Like, and
let's be clear, it should be a line.
But that bar's low. That bar's low.
Very low.
How often do we trip over, as a nation, how often do we trip over that very, very, very remarkably low bar? Often, but here we're not.
It's the bar's fault. It's so low you can't see it. You trip over it.
Here we're not, and here we're not in large part because of his supporters saying no, do this. We want to see what's going on here, and he's doing everything but that. And imagine existing in a world where news companies aren't able to report on this, where late night shows aren't able to offer their critiques on this, where TV shows that exist in the realm of satire aren't able to discuss these things in really thought-provoking sort of ways. Imagine living in a world where none of those things are happening and what the powers that be would be able to get away with. And that is what this firing of Stephen Colbert represents to me. I didn't know you could say the F word that many times. He dropped two.
That's what Chris was like, you can say the F word on Comedy Central?
Yeah.
Colbert said it last night, too. Well, I mean, it was bleeped because it's on CBS.
Oh, F that. If you're firing me and you put me back out there, I'm going in.
Well, I appreciate you for going in right here and the effectiveness of which you conveyed how I feel. Because you're right, it is what it is. And Jon Stewart made that point last night, too, before going in on his gospel choir moment. Like, now is the time to continue to fight back and speak up and make it clear that this is horrible behavior and scary behavior, and you can get exhausted by it, but you can't give up on talking about it, is how it comes at the end of the day. And I'll be curious. I will look at my Colbert clips on YouTube in the morning, because I guess that's what actually matters after all. And we will be back on YouTube tomorrow, and I guess we'll talk about the Amy Bradley document. Can you finish the Amy Bradley documentary? That's literally all I wanted to talk about today.
I'll finish it. Because
I went 1, 2, 3.
Episode 1 ended, and I was like, wait, holy hell, what? And so
1, 2, 3.
I got midway through, and then I got the wife made me do some husbandly duties, and so I had to stop and do those. So.
I hate when that happens. We had no air conditioning. I told Chris, hit another one. Hit another one. Hit another one. We gotta go. We'll be back tomorrow. It'll be a Wednesday. Who knows what we'll have to talk about then.
Maybe Memphis is in the Big 12.
You know? Maybe I need to bring the Pac-12 visor back. Just put it in my backpack for a rainy day. I don't have a Big 12 visor. Shoot, I gotta get one of those. Anyway, have a great Tuesday, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
It's been a while since we talked after the show. Are you going straight home?
No.
Okay.
I have to be there by noon.
Noon? I thought it was 11.
It's noon technically. I told you I hope it's 11.
Oh.
Last time they got here early.